So in this part of the video, I will give you two examples. The first example is examples 10.13 in your textbook, page 10.47. So before we do the question, I will give you a quick revision. So please refer to the red box. So these are the two identities that we have learned in junior form. The first one is sine square theta plus cosine square theta equals to 1. And the second one is tangent theta, it is equals to sine theta over cosine theta. So we'll make use of these two identities in the question. Okay, so part A, we have tangent negative theta over sine 180 degree minus theta. So as you can see, the first step, we have to do the transformation. For tangent negative theta, it will become negative tangent theta. As for sine 180 degree minus theta, it will become sine theta. So for the next step, we will transform the tangent theta into sine over cosine, so that it will become negative sine over cosine over sine theta. For the next step, I will separate the fraction into negative sine theta over cosine theta times 1 over sine theta. And finally, we can cancel out the sine theta and we can get the final answer, negative 1 over cosine theta. Okay, we have finished part A. As for part B, the question is 1 plus cosine 360 degree plus theta times cosine 180 degree plus theta. Okay, similar to part A, the first step we have to do the transformation using the identities. Okay, for cosine 360 degree plus theta, it will become cosine theta. And then for cosine 180 degree plus theta, it will become negative cosine theta. Then we have 1 minus cosine square theta. Okay, then by sine square theta plus cosine square theta equals to 1. If we move the cosine square theta to the right hand side, the right hand side will become 1 minus cosine square theta. Okay, and for the left hand side, it will become sine square theta. So as you can see, so therefore we can change 1 minus cosine square theta into sine square theta, and this is our final answer. Okay, so now please help me to finish. So now please help me to finish quick patterns 10.13, and then I will give you another example. The second example is examples 10.14 in your textbook, page 10.49. Okay, so please put a star for question B. Okay, as it is difficult. Okay, for part A. Okay, again, the first step is doing the transformation. So I think you can do it by yourself. And the result will be sine theta times 1 over tangent theta over negative cosine theta. Okay, so for the next step, as we can see, there is a sine theta over cosine theta. So we can change it into tangent theta. And therefore, it will become negative tangent theta times 1 over tangent theta. And for the 2 tangent theta, it can be cancelled out. And the remaining part will be negative 1. And this is the answer. Okay, so then let's move on to part B. So I just copy the question once again. Okay, so for the first part, we do the transformation. So for sine 180 degree plus theta, it will become negative sine theta. And for the denominator, cosine 90 degree plus theta, it will become negative sine theta again. Okay, then for the next part, sine square 360 degree plus theta. So it invokes square. So I will do it on the right hand side. So first we can think of it like this. For sine 360 degree plus theta, it will become sine theta. And then we can put the square on both sides. And finally, we can get the result of sine square theta. Okay, similarly, for tangent square 270 degree plus theta. Okay, so I will demonstrate in blue color. So for tangent 270 degree plus theta, it will become negative 1 over tangent theta. Okay, again, the next step is taking the square on both sides. Okay, don't forget the negative. It has to be squared as well. And finally, it will become 1 over tangent square theta. And for the negative 1 times negative 1, it will become positive 1. So the negative will become positive. Okay, so finally, we can put these two results back into the question, that it will become sine square theta times 1 over tangent square theta. Okay, then let's move on to the next step. So as you can see, for the first part, negative sine theta over negative sine theta, all of them can be cancelled out, so that it will become not 0. Instead, it is 1. Okay, minus sine square theta. Okay, and then I will use the identity again. So how can we transform or simplify this 1 over tangent square theta? So please refer to the right hand side with the green color. So as we know that tangent theta is equals to sine theta over cosine theta. So if we square both sides, it will become tangent square theta equals to sine square theta over cosine square theta. Finally, we need a 1 over. And for the right hand side, we just swap the numerator with the denominator, so that it will become cosine square theta over sine square theta. Okay, therefore, After that, we can put the results back into the question. And then we can cancel the sine square theta. And finally, it will become 1 minus cosine square theta. Again, 1 minus cosine square theta, we can simplify it into sine square theta. And this is the result of this question. Okay, so now please help me to finish the Trigonometric 10.14, and afterwards please help me to finish the homework for today, which is exercise 10D, question 6 to 12.